It was- Hmm. I need an update on the quality. Can you guys see the charts? Not so much. Things good? You better laptop? Nah, if you like the MacBook, bro. MacBook's just clean. Yeah, we'll be on the micro today. Nasdaq. Hello, good. Thank you. Camera's good. Great quality's good. You guys can see the levels. Okay. Because I was messing around with the stream settings to make sure everything is good. Bailey, you got it? Good job. Good job. Good job. That's good. That's good. I did see your message, but I don't think I got a chance to reply. Okay. Everything is good. What about TikTok? Can you guys? Because on my screen, just to clarify, on my screen it looks so blurry. I just have to trust that you guys can see. Anyways, I guess we'll wait a bit. I'll update you guys on the game plan and stuff for today, for the week. Um, in the meantime, we'll just wait for some people to join. Take a bite out of my hummus. Why I look like that? Like what? Doing great, man. You look like you're in the IDF. What's that? No, you didn't miss the game plan. We'll do it at like 9:20, so like in a couple minutes. Israel Defense Forces. Ah, what the fuck? We'll cover bias in 2 minutes. Is there a way to manage TP and stop loss via TradingView on Alpha? Yeah, you have to sign into TradingView. So if you get a TradeAvate account with Alpha Futures, you can connect that to TradingView, and you can do everything on TradingView. If you have an AlphaTix platform, then you can just do it there. Camla, greatest roadmap would be watch ICT 2022 mentorship. Yeah, you can. You want to drag it? You mean drag it from the entry? No, you can't do that with TradeAvate. TradeAvate doesn't offer that feature. Okay, boys. No, when you connect to TradeAvate, you don't have to pay for a TradeAvate subscription if you connect a TradeAvate account. Although I would recommend you just get it, but if you really can't, okay. Yeah, we're on the Nasdaq. I know you guys on TikTok can't really see, but we're on the Nasdaq. Yeah, this chart layout's a lot better for me. And then we'll just switch ES with YM every now and then. Okay, let's break down weekly outlook, daily outlook, my personal game plan, what I'm going to be looking for the week, what I'm going to be trading for the week, etc., etc. So, first things first, the most important thing here is dollar index is in like a very pivotal point. I'm not sure if dollar, okay, let's make it very clear. If we get, okay, for those of you on TikTok, you can't see, but YouTube, you can just pay attention. If dollar index gets this breaker block, I'll likely be bullish, sorry, bearish on the NASDAQ until at least December low. So previous month low. As of right now, this very moment, we're still range bound, higher time frame. Look at the weekly chart, guys. We're not really doing much. We put in a low, we put in a high. We're inside that current range between low and swing high. And currently, we're literally at around 50% of that range on the weekly chart. We are currently displacing higher, but I don't know if we're going to respect that or not. As of right now, we've been expanding higher, so we'll drop down to the lower time frame. Overall, once we get a clear direction on dollar index, that's what's going to give me bias here. The good news is it's a pretty good enough range so we can still find trade setups. So higher time frame for now is neutral. It's not confirmed for me yet. It's neutral. I think it could go to previous week low or previous week high. I think it can go to December high or December low. So higher time frame, I am neutral still. As of like the next meeting, like the next 1 or 2 weeks. Overall, obviously Nasdaq probably going to see an all-time high this year, in my opinion. Um, but that's for another thing. So drop down to a 15-minute chart, and you see this one-sided move higher. Okay, two scenarios today, in my opinion. We either return to NWAG, which means we're still neutral. If we get back to NWAG, I'd assume we get a previous week's low grab. Not today necessarily, but in general, if we do, you know. Or, second scenario is NQ is so bullish. NWAG, this is all we're going to get, potentially for the week, in which case we would go straight probably to previous day high and previous week high. Going into open, I'm going to be looking for shorts because it's Monday and we went one-sided. And every single time we go one-sided on a Monday and we don't take out any sell side, I'm expecting some level of sell side liquidity grab after 9:30 open. If we may not be bearish, but I would still expect us to take, let's say, this low right here, for example, right? So I will look for that going into market open. I'm going to take a look at ES. It looks like we're likely going to get an SMT with this high right here. Maybe not, but I think this is Friday high. So I will keep that annotated on the chart, and this is what this is what it's gonna look like going into market open. So we have sell side here, and that's gonna be what we're looking for going into 9:30 for now. For now, um, again, if we're just gonna pump and just go up, not really much opportunity for me. So it's a really good idea for me to align short as of right now because, like I said, there isn't going to be much opportunity long unless we take sell side first. So easy protocol. That's for the trading week. Hopefully that made sense for you guys. Um, we'll stay on a DXY 15-minute chart and see. Currently consolidating inside that daily city, but we'll see. So that's the game plan. Very simple. Hopefully makes sense. Um, yeah. And if we get speed below this low, it's going straight to NWAG. So NWAG will be labeled the entire week. That's the game plan for the week and the day. Hopefully that makes sense. Um, the last thing I will say is this week we got a lot of accounts we're going to be working on. We're going to be working on Alpha Futures, Top Step, Take Profit Trader, and my live account. I'm not going to update you guys every single day which one I'm trading, which one I'm not. That's a little bit of a hassle. I'm always going to have all the accounts open. I'm always going to have all the accounts open. Um, but sometimes I'll execute only one or two. Sometimes I'll execute my live, sometimes I won't. So what matters is we just follow the checklist, stay disciplined, and you know, that's it. Keep the sell side marked, and we'll go from there. Not really much discounts going on. Uh, Alpha Futures 10%. Lucid is, I think, 50% for new users and 30% for other people. Take Profit Trader, I mean, they have the same 40% off. No activation fee. They've had the same one. Good news. Nvidia's at $192, so stock market pump pre-market. That's always great. AMD is kind of doing a lot better. A little bit jealous, but so yeah, that all makes sense. Again, join my fan club. Ooh, I just saw that. I don't know if that do that, guys. Um, yeah, NWOG CE. You're gonna see some equal lows from London. Again, it could just pump the entire day, but we're gonna be looking for a move lower, targeting the org. It's just pretty textbook stuff. Like it doesn't always come back, but it usually does. The platform I use is Interactive Brokers. Just a reminder for those people, my favorite firm right now is Alpha Futures. That's gonna be my main one. Like if I'm trading my Alpha accounts, we're 100% locked in. I mean, we're gonna be always locked in anyway, so I shouldn't even say that. Doesn't make sense. But if I'm trading Alpha, um, that's my favorite. That's my favorite. Just say that. Be a little bit more disciplined on my live account, obviously, but it doesn't mean more profitable. A lot of people always want to know, oh, are you trading a live account? Are you trading? Assuming they're asking because they want to know if they can trust my signal more. Not that this is signals. I really don't recommend, you know, at least the majority of you copy trading. For some people who literally like have nothing to lose, meaning like they make a lot of money and they just genuinely want to copy trade. There's some people who copy trade, but they don't make that much money, and they're really relying on me to hit a TP. I mean, if you copy trade the last 2 weeks, we've been on a 14-day win streak. But sometimes I go on losing streaks too, so I don't want to be responsible for any single person's, not being able to pay their bills. I know it sounds silly, but trust me, it's not silly. It's not silly at all. There are people out there who rely on me to take profit in order to pay their bills. True, true. It's very, very true. So if you're in that situation, I'd highly recommend you got to learn how to trade on your own. Why is it when I go to, okay, there it is. So just getting ready to mark out the opening range gap. Best case scenario, NWOG low today. I'll just say that now. Best case scenario target is new week opening gap low. We'll have to see what market open does because, again, I don't know if it's just going to keep going higher, if we're going to get an aggressive break. We hit the daily wick premium CE, so I think we might drop right at 930. Sorry, I think it's possible that if it's going to go lower, it could do so like right away at 930. Again, I don't necessarily have a bias. Like I'm neutral. It's not like I think it's going to drop. I'm going to wait for it, see if it wants to show me that it's going to drop. Hopefully that makes sense. I will say one more thing. For those of you who are going to be watching every day, for those of you who are already here every single day, my main priority is going to be getting the best execution on my alpha, top step, and live account. Not what you see on screen. Although this is a take profit trader account, so it's also important, but just keep in mind, I got to make sure I get good fills across the board. So if I get a bad fill here, or if I miss an entry, understand why is I'm trying to get a better entry. Sometimes it's quick. Sometimes we have like a minute or two. So 930 immediately opens, trades higher. This is your opening range gap. We're going to lock that in 0, 25, 50. So I'm gonna measure the range around 250 points. So it could be a breakaway gap, which means we literally don't go any lower today. It's possible, unlikely, but possible. So we're just gonna have to wait and see. ES is going literally off the chart. So okay, there's the S&T at previous day's high. General rule of thumb: we're gonna wait for our first presentation to form, because until then it could be sloppy. Also, keep in mind when we trend like this overnight, the first 30 minutes of market open can be sloppy. It's it's not. I wouldn't be surprised if we're sloppy the first 30 minutes. So there's nothing wrong with being patient. It's literally the first trading day of the entire year. So no need to jump the gun. It's way better to miss a setup, in my opinion, than to force one. So I really like this sell side because it aligns with 50% org. I may jump in an early short here. $50. No. So I'm not gonna jump in this short because ES is still bullish, which means there's no intermarket analysis supporting the trade. So this should be a rule break for me. So we'll just watch. There would be literally no intermarket analysis. ES is still higher. YM is still higher. If NQ just wants to go lower, that's okay. We'll watch it go lower. So I'm looking at ES. See if we get a first presentation inversion, although it's probably whether you classify it as first presentation or not. There's a fair value gap on ES. You want to see how it trades into that. See if NQ just goes straight down. See if NQ forms a first presentation. So what can potentially happen here that would make me want to click the sell button if we get first presentation and ES goes down as well. Okay, there's no first presentation, so never mind. But I could have shorted inside first presentation if ES showed displacement lower. Although ES is still bullish, so we stay patient. Yeah, how much is good? Meaning hummus and tea. We do have 10 a.m. news. It's not that impactful, but it's news. So we can see the breaker in here. 15-minute bearish fair value gap, breaker, and S&T previous day's high. It's a setup, but again, because there's no intermarket analysis supporting this trade. I mean, dollar is currently last leg was lower. ES does not look bearish. YM does not look bearish. So there is zero. So people ask me, how do I know? Sometimes one of them, sometimes this is the red flag. There is no intermarket analysis at all supporting this run lower, right? Everything is saying there's no intermarket analysis. Could it absolutely just go boop, all the way down? It could, but it's not worth my risk. You can. I'm not saying again. This is for me. Anything you guys hear me say is my model, my rules. You guys don't have to follow that. I would just put other, bro. I always just put other. EIN application. I always just put other, bro. You can't go wrong with other because then if anyone ever asks you, you can just explain it exactly what it is. So there we get into org 25%. This sell side looks like it's so up for grabs, but again, we're not here to break any rules. If we're gonna miss the move and nothing else aligns with Nasdaq, then we miss the move. That's totally fine. That's like the best. I would be happy because that's the best move to miss. You know, like totally acceptable. I have a meeting with my accountant today. I already know what he's gonna ask me. He's going lower. There's likely gonna be a move that we're not able to capture. That's fine. You can see ES slowly pivoting lower now. We could maybe short inside this fair value gap. And the reason of that, if assuming we don't take the low, because now that ES inverted, you obviously could just short ES, but I wouldn't do so because NQ is a lot weaker. So I'm watching the S&P 500, and that's going to tell me whether or not I can take a trade on the Nasdaq short. Um, Again, this sell side is low hanging fruit, so there is room below it. It's possible. Remember, I said NWAG is possible. Again, we don't get a fair value gap, so the 5 minute gap is forming. 4 minute gap, 3 minute gap. Yeah, I mean, there's not much for us here. It could still be bullish. Like, it's still not clear enough for me to. Maybe a protraction from the two. If ES inverts, we could take that. So something like you guys. I'm not gonna mark it out. You guys know what that is, surely by now. If we get a protraction on the 2 minute and then ES makes a lower low, I could short that. That would be a setup that doesn't break any rules. Now we're just waiting. It looks like a lot's happened, but really nothing's happened. At least on overall. I see a lot of people asking questions. If you have questions that I missed, you can always ask me after the stream on Discord. I'm trying to stay as focused as I can. I'm not gonna sit here just reading chat. I gotta be reading these candles. If there's ever a moment in time I can just glance over. You could try adding a disclaimer, Ryan. Yeah, it happens to me too sometimes. I'll be honest. Eventually, it got like better. Like it didn't happen as much. Make the setting available so we can go full screen. What setting available? Oh, sideways. I can set that up, but yo, I would just go to YouTube if you want to see. I'm just like keeping it as simple as possible. If you're here to see full screen, you should go to YouTube. If you're just here to get a quick little, I like I'll be straight up. 'Cause if you want to see the full screen, it generally just means you're more locked in. In which case, just go to YouTube. You know, to do something like this. Yes, still not. There's still nothing supporting this trade in the intermarket. YM literally just pumping. So I think this is just a move we're probably gonna miss. I can't trust it. ES is about to make a higher high. So there's a delay on YouTube. Is that really? I'm on the lowest. Check. I don't know how to check. It should be like no delay. Yeah, I don't think there's a delay on YouTube. Like 2 seconds. Hmm. But I'm doing great today. Thanks for asking. Yeah, I just look like we're gonna capture this move. It just didn't form clean enough, you know. I think the delay is longer on TikTok, if anything. If if I'm not mistaken, but I could be mistaken. YM is pumping. ES is going completely sideways, and NQ is moving lower, and dollar index is doing nothing. So I'm personally just gonna be 100% just waiting, probably till 10 a.m. because there's no intermarket analysis at all. So I don't even have to worry about which direction right now because if these markets cannot sync up and tell me the same story, at least one of them, then there's no trade for me anyways. You switch your bias if you take sell side. I don't have a bias. Remember, I'm neutral. I'm still neutral. I think we can take sell side out here. That doesn't make me bearish, unless this time. Again, I was never even saying that I believe we're gonna take the sell side. I think it's more likely that we do than not. I don't really call that a bias though. I'm still neutral. Overall, I don't know I don't know if it's gonna be range bound. Only thing I know is I don't want to really take highs longs above here. I want to see some level of sell side get taken, whether I want to short to that or long from it. There needs to be sell side taken for me to even consider anything. So I'm just putting the puzzle pieces together here. And I know best case scenario is NWOG if we are going to move lower. That's it. That's what I know. We were right about 9:30 moving lower. Again, I think I was right to not take that trade. It's just so much of a red flag. I don't want to risk capital on that. Capital on something like that. Ooh, that's nice. The white line inside the red box. Looks like we're seeing some expansion higher. There is a 5 minute gap in there. Still pretty early for me to trust, but you could look for a protraction from the 5 if you wanted. If it was 10 a.m. hour, I'd be way more enticed to take this trade, but it's not 10 a.m. hour, so you could look for something like this, but again, it's not good. There's still no intermarket analysis. So any short right now would be a rule break for me. Keep that in mind. So it would be just straight up rule break. Yeah, like the 5 minute gap short would be the best opportunity that's presented itself. But again, for me, that would be a rule break. ES would have had to inverse this at least. 9:30 was manipulation at 10 a.m. Yeah, it could move. It could be a very good possibility. It also could just be range bound. A lot of people never consider that situation. They always think there's going to be a move higher or lower, so they're always looking for a trade to capture the trade. It's not always going to be a move, you know? What if this was it? A lot of people don't have that experience. I've sat through many markets where it literally did something like this, and then it never made a higher or lower low for like 2 hours. Like we literally just so many setups you think with SMTs. You always have to. I'm not saying that's likely to happen today, but how do you set your bias? I look at power of three, and I look at that is an upside breaker midi, yeah. So this trade aligns for higher because we took out sell side here, right? And now we get a breaker midi, and ES is bullish, and dollar is more. Like this trade setup aligns. I'm just gonna wait until 10. But if you took that breaker midi, that's your model. And it's pretty good R 1.6. That's not bad. Stop at the body 1.7. Target the 15 minutes to be high. That's 2. Right? And if we're gonna go above this high, you'd expect the fill. So that setup right here aligned. Everything aligned. Like everything made sense in that one moment. See how you just wait for the intermarket analysis? Once you see a move that's potentially worth catching, the thing is, like, even if I took that break committee, I probably have to break even now because I'd be breaking another rule. What's the clear draw? This high? Okay, it'll just take it on ES. You know, am I even bullish? I don't know. Is there a clear one-sided narrative? Up until the SMT forms, now it's not so clear. Could easily just fall back. Although we did inverse the 5. Well, we didn't inverse yet, but you get the idea, right? So just wait till 10. Yeah, why I'm just pumping. Project the negative and the Q for your target. Yeah, this leg right here. I don't think that's the most relevant, but it depends on what you study. So it wouldn't be too relevant to me. But we did take out sell side. Oh, you're talking about the long. You're talking about the long? I was gonna deviate the long. There's two ways you can do it. From the low to the open. Really, I just do the wicks to keep it consistent. So for me, it would be like a -1 here. It could be a market maker by long, yes. That's a good observation. Or we reverse here. I don't know. To me, this looks like a potentially good short. Everything seems to be aligning here. If ES wants to go lower, only issue is maybe the 30-second. There isn't really anything I can short 30-second IPG. ES has an IPG, so maybe it's hard to time. 2R. I need a confirmation. I might short it at 594. All right, we're gonna try it. I need a. That was so hard to take that on all the accounts. ES gave the inversion. Everything aligns. There's SMT here. And low hanging fruit objective is sell side. I want to be done this trade before 10 a.m. I didn't even know how much to risk. Like I literally just went 2 micros. I couldn't even calculate it fast enough. It's just $200. Oh wait, it's not $200. The sell side is 23. Okay, so we're trying this short. I'm gonna click record. Hopefully it doesn't start to lag. I'm trying a short here. I'm gonna go on the 30-second chart. So 15-minute highlight this 5-minute bearish fair value gap. So this is a protraction model short, while ES is also breaking down. My stop loss is up there from the leg down, that high in the body. And I want to see a run towards sell side here. As of right now, my TP is going to be like right there. So pretty simple trade idea. Yeah, took it off the 30-second. inversion fair value gap. Um, Not much to say. It's 950 macro. ES is moving lower now. See if we can get that speed. You guys know the drill. Pretty textbook setup for me. Is the stream lagging at all, guys? Can anyone confirm? If we trade to 50% of this wick, I'd expect free fall. CE marking. The 62375. Getting different numbers across the board. We're gonna go 624. Okay, 950 macro. ES is looking a lot better. Of course, now that we take the trade on Nasdaq, uh, looks like ES is leading shorts. But overall, I mean, we took a good trade, so we don't have to worry about it too much. I'm risking only around 150 bucks on this trade. Um, yeah, risking about 150 bucks. Really strong candle there. Looks like it'll probably take us out. In which case, we'll likely just wait till after 10 a.m. I don't want to see it touch that body high. Yeah, I have it at 624.50, just to be precise. It is getting close. Probably not going to get stopped out. We failed to get to the wick 50% here. Kind of just fizzled out on the setup. Staying more range bound. So it doesn't look like it's the right time to move. Did hit the 2-minute rejection block, but the 1 minute stays untouched. Really close to our stop loss. Actually, one tick away. Oh, this would be legendary. Be legendary, wouldn't it? Fair value gap here. Obviously, if we inverse that, I wouldn't add. It's not even a valid protraction model. So interesting enough, like it's gonna be too late anyways. I was gonna say like you could technically close once it trades down into here if you truly abandon the trade idea. I don't want to abandon it just yet. I think ES traded into something. No, not really. YM is don't even look at YM. It's completely doing its own thing. I really like the sell side as a target. I really like the macro time. I like the 15-minute bearish for value gap. I like the SMTs that were formed. I kind of like everything about this trade, except this last candle at 952. It would have to go now or never. I think it's going to get us out here, most likely. I'd be very surprised if it edges again. The volume imbalance there, but I really I don't see it. Yeah. I mean, ES made a lower low and then immediately expanded higher. Not the clearest. Do have troubled news is coming in 4 minutes, so may have to close a break even on alpha. Hold on the others because of news. Well, let's see. We have. I don't want to get stopped out on news with alpha futures, right? So I'll just watch it. I'll see how much far. If we go down here, we get an inversion. I'll see how far down it goes. I think it should be good enough to hold. Worst case, I'll have to like I'm gonna have to remove the stop on alpha, and then I'm already kind of de-risked. Again, I didn't even have time to calculate the risk. This is kind of messy. I'm gonna have to figure out a better system on how I want to trade these. But we do get the remove the stop to 619. Hopefully, if we can just get a free fall. Okay, it's 9:57. I'm setting it to break even on alpha for now, 9:57. I have 15 seconds to make up my mind. Okay, I'm gonna close it on alpha because the news rule, and we'll hold it on the others. So I'm hoping the news candle can just take us lower, give us that volatility that we need. I close break even on alpha futures because it's not enough range to work with. I don't mind holding through the 10 a.m. news, but again, alpha futures, you don't want those executions. Um, we close that at the 9:57 candle. So still in on top step. So if we get like displacement below here, I will likely just break even at 10 a.m. It is kind of, it's not really 50-50. Yeah, it is more 50-50 if I'm being honest for the news candle. Hoping to be done this by 10 a.m. I'm gonna hover close in case I decide to close the trade just before news. I like what I saw this last candle. The good news is like the narrative is lower in my opinion, so it would make sense that news just delivers that. We de-risked, only risking about. Okay, looks like we might get stopped out even before news. So 40 seconds, we'll see. There is a small fair value gap in here, plus the inversion. Yeah, looks like we'll hold through news. I'm okay with the risk. I don't think it's gonna be a crazy candle. I mean, it's PMI, right? So fine. Same. I guess we'll see if news wants to just finish the narrative lower. Because in my opinion, this narrative is 100% built lower. We just engineered liquidity here. 15 minutes CB, it all makes sense for lower. Okay, we get wicked out right there. So pretty good fill on the wick out for me. Wick out here. Yeah, so minus 125. That's pretty good risk management. I'm still gonna be looking for shorts. It's gonna be difficult to find a high probability narrative now, so we're just gonna have to wait. Just gonna have to wait. Looks like dollar index wants to take sell side. If dollar index takes out sell side, it could potentially pivot higher, which is good. Was there any lag there, guys, for people who were watching on YouTube? If not, then we're truly in business. Looks like we might have been just whipped out, unfortunately. Possible. We'll just have to see. We accepted the risk there. Got out at 1.9. The high was at 2.0. It's sloppy, right? It's sloppy. It's not like we're missing anything clear. It's very sloppy. Sloppy Monday. So I'm happy with the de-risk loss. This would be a protraction model short. It's so sloppy. It's so sloppy. I don't think it's worth the risk. It's just the potential. It's so good. It candle flipped anyway. No protraction. We're gonna have to wait all this stuff out. Like just complete like maximum patience now. Too much back and forth. Let's see what chat's saying. That match bro trying to be cool with the placing a stop loss at the body high instead of the wick high, which is $20 more. I'm not trying to be cool. It's where my stop loss needs to go. Um, you don't have to spam the chat. Let's slip a short played out. Nice. This is Nasdaq 4-hour imbalance. Finding news. I use forexfactory.com. DXY almost at lows. Yeah, DXY is almost at its sell side. Could reverse from there. Mad that you lost. I haven't been mad in 2 years, brother. It sounds like you're mad though. Sounds like you're very mad, unfortunately. Dollar index symbol DXY. Monday of NFP week this bad? Yeah, I know it's rare. But we had a big move overnight, right? So kind of makes sense. When I close my trade, I'm on 50k zero. 2 minutes before or after? Look at GC and S&P. No, I wouldn't use that personally. What's good, Ryan? I'm great, man. No fall for rage bait. I don't get mad, bro. Hmm. I'm gonna have to wait all this out. It's gonna have to run the buy side or the sell side. There's nothing clear for me now. Look at ES. It's done literally nothing. Only thing that's clear is dollar index took out the sell side. Could potentially reverse higher, which means we see the run lower. Um, YM is almost all-time highs. So if anything, this looks pretty bullish. Look, a nice run above highs to form something for the move lower. Yeah. Prediction of the week gonna show on Tuesday. Oh my God. I mean, there's nothing. There's no clear fair value gaps here, right? What bank do you take your payouts from in Canada? Banks I take my payouts from. What do you mean? Take my payouts from prop firms. Are you asking me which bank I use? I have two banks. I use TD Bank and I use Bank of Montreal. On Alpha, I use Wise on Alpha. What banks I go through? I use Wise. The Wise payout option. You were 2 minutes behind? Me? Not 2 minutes behind. 10:04, 27, 28. What's taxes like in Canada? Awful, bro. Awful. No, we tried the short. We got wicked out. I'm down half R. A little bit more than half R. Well, on my alphas break even. Yeah, I'm half R. So I'll risk another half R if we see something clear. That was a half R loss. Did I start the trade with full risk? I started with like 160 bucks. Um, so 0.75. Brought it down to 125. I get traded video accounts with Apex and to buy real time data. No, sir. You do not. Was this the whole move lower for think that was the whole move lower? I don't know. It's hard to say. Either the move will happen lower in this next hour from 10 to 11, or it's done. It could be done. It's possible. Could very well be done. Looks like YM was just leading. It was kind of sloppy here. I'm just looking at my checklist. I do think everything aligned at that point in time. ES took the high. The S&T was nice. The SIBI that we expected to be respected. The sell side built here, and the overall sell side. With the setup, it was pretty fast from the 5 minute. So it was it was pretty good. I like it. It was 30-second protraction, but I liked it. When that candle flipped, traded to CE. Yeah, I like the trade. So yeah, I do want to. I'm not gonna force it, but I want to ideally take at least one more trade today, risking half R. If we lose, we're down 1 hour. If we win, we're gonna be up on the day. Unless it's a 1 hour trade, but I don't really take 1 hour trades. Sometimes I finished one, but it's not my goal to take a 1 hour trade. So it's not in the AM, PM. I'll try. So we'll stay patient. I don't trust this run above. There is another SMT. I mean, it's pretty much the same setup as last time. I wouldn't trust it. I wouldn't trust it. We might have to wait till 10:30. Also, don't really know what YM. Like YM is probably gonna take all-time highs today. GISD formed on ES. If this candle respects this and trades to like here, 30 points for 100, that's like 3R. I could try that. I would try that. We need more clear fair value gaps. No, I wouldn't try that. I take it back. There's no like fair value gaps forming, and I don't like that. High resistance signature. Be okay missing the move. Daily wick premium. Daily premium wick CE. Org. High. 15-minute SIBI. I like the levels in premium. All converging. The candles are not clear. IOFED on ES. If this candle goes boop, I would take the short on NQ, but the setup would be on ES. This candle just goes, and I'll take it with two cons. That's risking $60. That's really low. The candle didn't do it. It would have had to been this candle, because then I could have trusted the IOFED on ES. So scratch that. We're gonna have to probably wait till 10:30. It's looking like a low day. I don't know what that means. Long no. Only 45 likes. Can we take it to 60? I have to win for at least 50 likes. I don't trust the move before 10:30 for a day like this. You can still be chop. Yeah, I think we're gonna be waiting until 10. Not I think we're gonna be waiting until 10:30. New update. What's IOFED? No, that's really old. Isn't it a good idea to wait now for 10:50 macro? Yeah, 10:30/10:50 macro. That's gonna be our next key time. Looking for a potential opportunity. Do you care what the outcome of the news is? No, I don't really care about the outcome of the news. You should make a video on how you clear TPT. I only have one TPT account, and I don't even have a buffer on it yet. We're getting there. So I guess if I do it, I can make a video on it. But it's not that difficult. We just took a bunch of trades. You just gotta win more than you lose. I don't know what video like what would the video what would be the purpose of the video, like the trades I took that got me the buffer. You gotta win. How else can you make a buffer? You gotta win trades. You know, win more than you lose. That's how you do it. Top steps are good. Yeah, it's not my number one, but I use them. YM's almost at all-time highs. There is a 1 hour protraction model long on YM. If I didn't take that first loss, I would maybe consider that. If you guys look at the YM chart, you'll see it. It's like 1.1. It hasn't formed yet, but if this candle on YM closed bullish, Could also protraction model long here. The issue is there's no target. I would like this. I'd really like this protraction and just take the scalp to YM all time highs. This candle would have to go above here. Right now, in terms of narrative, I think there's only one thing that's likely, and that's YM to take all time highs. Watching the YM chart, it's not moving higher. If we get a protraction long here on on NQ and YM, I could take that to all time highs. The YM is not moving higher. So it'll just be a tape read. YM traded into what is that 5 minute? Barely. YM just going sideways now. Nothing clear for me yet still. Just wait. OBS recording can't handle me. You could, what I would do is just tell ChatGPT all your specs and stuff and just figure out the settings. Like you maybe, you know, I had to mess around with that today as well. Thoughts on Top Step? Great option. Always a great option. I think there's better. I think Lucid is a better version of Top Step. Um, I can't really take the. It's not a good setup. It's not a good setup. We have to be okay with the half hour loss. I really shouldn't force anything here. It looks awful. ES looks awful. Dollar index took sell side. It's still bearish. 5 minute Sibi. Looks like it's displacing away. So in terms of scalp longs, I think it's gonna play out. Am I gonna be able to put my stop loss somewhere that's safe from the chop? I don't think so. So I'll be patient. We'll put in my account on whatever you take, then getting a new one. Sure, man. As long as you're okay potentially losing. What do you use to journal? I use a couple of things. I use some hard books, TradeZella. Um, I have 5 Top Steps. Notion, TradeZella, and some hard copy books. I think these next couple candles should go higher. I wouldn't take the trade, but just to narrate something, I personally believe this protraction long on YM that I'm looking at that looks something like this. Like I'm not gonna put a stop loss on it because I have no idea where it's safe. Something like this, I think can play out on YM, but it's not worth the risk. The 957 protraction short. That's not a valid protraction short. Unless you're counting it from the 5 minute, which I'm not sure if you did it that, but the 5 minute was that's not the 5 minute, it's the 2 minute. I mean, it's valid from the 5 minute. What do I think about it? 3 minutes before news is not the best trade. In terms of setup, it's pretty good because we like put the intermediate term high here. It's sloppy, but it's a range day protraction. When you get the intermediate term high, pretty strong inversion. Um, it actually didn't form on 957 though. But obviously, you can just take it on the displacement. Oh, it did. Nice, good for you. You called it 957. Yeah, it's not a bad setup. You have to hold through news, but I think overall, like if you wanted to avoid that loss completely, you would have just had to say like you can just tell the candles in here. Look at the wicks the entire time. You can see that it's not so clear. I took it at 948. I think that was pretty clear, but everything after that was pretty sloppy. Like if you should not see this protraction form, you know? So was it an eight? It was an eight plus, but it wasn't the worst. Fixed sister applies if you're bullish. Yes. How do I choose the right APG? Um, one of the most asked questions from ICT 2022. How do you choose the right fair value gap? Well, most important, I would say, is draw on liquidity. First things first, you need to know which direction to look for the fair value gap. That's the most important. That already eliminates like half, you know? If you're expecting a run above highs, look for a bullish fair value gap. You already eliminated half. You know what I mean? That's one. Two, time and probably overlapping confluences. You know, nothing we can do. We're just gonna wait till long. I'm neutral. I think ES will take. I think YM will take all time highs. That's the only thing that's really clear to me right now. Dollar index looks pretty weak. Could take out NWAG. In which case all time highs on YM. Are we gonna get a setup? I don't know. We'll see. Bootcamp starts on Friday. Does your psychology get better developed with time or backtesting? Backtesting is not going to really help your psychology. The only thing backtesting will help in terms of psychology is your conviction. So you may help if you have fear of entering, fear of losing, maybe you have a doubt in yourself, fear of being successful. Backtesting will help that stuff. But if you really do it properly in backtest, you'll develop some sort of conviction in your model, in your system, you know? Take for example, imagine you traded 5,000 trades in backtest and you took every single one, followed your rules, every single one, you did it properly. You have a profitable system. Like, you know it's going to work, you know? There's nothing to be fearful about. You took 5,000 trades. You know it's not luck, you know? For example. That will help your psychology, of course. Is it going to help more than time? No, of course not. Nothing beats time in the market. That's probably the most important thing. Short, I think there's nothing clear right now. We're trading for 2 years. Are we going to move somewhere? I think higher, but I don't think we'll be able to capture a setup. Like, if this is the price action and I walk away with a half hour loss, I'm content. I'm very content. Because the old me would walk away with 2 hour loss. I don't know if you guys remember me in like March 2024? Or was it May? I don't remember, but there was a time where the market did a lot of this. And I would take every single trade 1 hour risk, and I would lose 2 or 3 times. And every day there was chop, I lost 2 or 3 times. And I was frustrated because I was like, my model keeps forming and then it keeps chopping. And I'm walking away with 2 or 3 hour loss every single time. It's frustrating. You show up, model forms, you get chopped, 2 or 3 hour. Repeat, 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 repeat. Now, we manage risk well. I have options in PM session, Asia. I rarely trade Asia, but sometimes I trade Asia. So I'm gonna risk half R today more on the best opportunity. Um, Lunch may deliver something nice, so I'll be here until probably 11:30. I have a call at 12. Call at 12 and a call at 2. It's my rest day, so I don't have to go to the gym. Just wait. Even YM is slowing down. Right close to all-time highs. 49,300. That's the draw for YM, in my opinion. Gatie, you lost a trade today? Yeah, you don't have to mute that guy. He was just asking a question. I lost. Yeah, I'm down half R today so far, but I don't know if it was a losing day. Did I lose today? I don't know. The day's not over. What rest day on a Monday for Jim? Mm-hmm. Muted me. He's spamming. Yeah, I mean, don't spam. Yeah, we lost. We're down. We're minus 0.5 R so far. How much is Topstep reactivation fee for 100 account? Do you have a discount code? Topstep doesn't do discount codes, and I wouldn't recommend doing the reactivation fee. It's probably cheaper for you to just get a new account. Yeah, I'll show. I'll keep the arrows. That was the trade I took. Looking for around below sell side. Okay, YM almost there at all-time highs. It's possible to short after this if the dollar can pull higher. I don't think it will. Don't really want to short YM all-time highs. What's Nvidia at? Is Nvidia pumping? That would be great. Surely it's pumping with no. Oh, it lost 1% gain. So did AMD. That's so lame. Pinot in December. Do I qualify for intermediate trading? This I don't know. You got to do the roll. Yeah, December. Yeah, we finished December nicely. That's that's how we're doing this. Okay, maybe. No, there's really no protraction model that we can take. I would take a protraction long, but there's not gonna be one that we'd have to like soup out the low and then get a strong pullback. That's one that needs to happen. Two, YM needs to not take all-time highs because that's my clear drawn liquidity for the trade. So if we get all those things, I would take a long. I don't think we're gonna get all those things. That's a lot to ask for. Full port YM to the highs. It's not a bad play, I'll be honest. Just depends where you're putting your stop loss. No, I don't drink or smoke. The TradingView app, yeah, the app is really good. I use the app. Yeah, I mean, we've been working inside the Sibi the entire day. Dollar index might pivot higher here. It's not really the time. It's more so like I'm expecting higher on YM. So until YM takes all-time highs, shorts are out of question. I'm not even saying I would short if it does. I'm just saying there's no reason to expect a move lower when there's such a clear objective right here, you know? So that you want 8R, nice. Easiest way to get live data, just buy it. It's like $5 or $8 or something per month. I think our best bet would be PM session or lunch. 10 a.m. news, 9:30 have to be patient. Also have fuzzy lines on your chart. It's not so clear for you. Yeah, I mean it would make sense that it's a little bit less clear. YouTube's probably a little bit clearer, but that's about it. This is just patience. Even 1030 is probably going to be bad. It's going to need time to build that liquidity. So 1050 macro. Oh, your project X is fuzzy. No, mine's clear. I want to see one more liquidity higher. Yeah, that's a possibility. I would take the protraction from these lows if YM doesn't take all-time highs, and it's a good setup because then it also sets the stage for 1030. You know, today's price action, it's only been 1 hour. I don't know. The city. It's a sell side imbalance, so It's just like it's pretty much a bearish fair value gap. It's just classification is SIBI. I don't like writing bearish FEG because then people assume it means shorts. You know? Okay, YM's almost there. Crazy how the narrative to get all-time highs and then YM just like slowly fizzles out. What's the best way to reduce tax for Ontario traders? All these stuff you write for evals, activation fees, trading view, trade copier. If you purchase anything like a phone, your phone bill, you can even if you pay rent, you can do a little bit of that. If you do insurance, internet, any hardware that you use, any softwares, utilities. Not all of that money, but a portion of it you can if you pay for any of those things. Write those off as expenses. I wouldn't look for shorts just yet, personally, for me. On my way, one more thing before I leave. We're above 8:30. Yeah, we're just in deep premium the entire day. Tell me your bias. No clear bias. I think the next couple of candles will move higher. After that, it's hard to say. I would want to see a run on sell side, but I don't know if we'll get that. We'll just have to wait and see. Oh. Time do you call it? I'm gonna be in here probably going into lunch because this was pretty sloppy. Lunch may deliver something nice. Have a meeting at 12. Um, so okay, YM took all-time highs. See if ES can take the buy, NQ can take the buy side here. See if it takes previous day's high or not. It's pretty far from previous day's high. So there's buy side, all-time high SMT, and it's 10:30. If we get a strong break here, I would take it with half risk. So right here, I would take that with half risk, anticipating a run on sell side. It should form quickly, smoothly, and cleanly. And I would trust this setup. If it forms, it gives us me a little bit more time. We'll be around a 40 point, so 80, 160. So risk about 150 to 200 again. And look for a run below the sell side here. Dollar index is just going lower though, so I'm not saying I think this is gonna form. If it forms aggressively, I'll take it. I see it also alternatively, it's just gonna go up and get up to previous day's high, which is like a catch up trade, you know. Did actually there is some very important information here, and that's dollar index may be almost at NWAG. Not quite. Yeah, I wish dollar was at NWAG right now, because then I could at least expect it to not go lower. But we'll see. Let me remove this. I don't want people to think I'm necessarily bearish right now. Not necessarily bearish right now. I'm still more neutral. It's just an idea. The dollar index is still bearish. I have 100K counts and 50K counts. This candle starts to speed up. CE, I need that marked out. Because if I'm gonna front run the CISD, I need to see the 50 CE get hit here. So YM had a nice down close candle. Not that it's gonna reverse, but 1030. See, this candle just goes boop all the way drop to hit that CE. I would take, or sorry, mean threshold, not CE. But I would trust. I wonder if anyone's shorting YM right now. The first inversion after all-time high speed looks kind of crazy to me. I'm sure there's people out there. If we get here, stop here, 70. If we get an SMT with YM and then this next candle goes all the way down, that would be nice. That would be really nice for a 1030 power of 3 play. If we get speed lower, yeah, that would be, I wouldn't say A plus. It's been pretty floppy, but no, this is Nasdaq. I don't really trade gold. It's pretty rare. I don't mind. Just to be clear, I don't mind waiting for dollar index to reach NWAG. It could take that. Like it might need to do that. No clear candles, no displacement, no big body candle like this. 1027. Still bullish. I hate school. I don't blame you, bro. Okay, dollar index is almost at NWAG. The daily FEG on, yes. Not as important to me right now as it's this very specific point in time where YM took all-time highs and what else can I do? You got to journal every day and just show up and tape read. That's it. What more you can do is just do it every day. That's all. Yeah, I'd still expect some sort of run on sell side. It's gonna be hard to know when. It may happen, it may not happen. It could happen in lunch PM or not at all. I like the SMT with YM. YM may give a protraction short actually here. If we see speed, 2 candles in a row, might be something I can trust. And 30 doesn't really have a low. I mean, it's right here. The ISD would be here. If we get a fill around CE, yeah, I would risk $60 only for the potential to make 300. If I could risk more, obviously. I could risk 30, 60. Oh, no, risk 120. I'm tripping. 20. But risk another half R for 600? I probably want to start the trade with one micro and then add. Actually, you know what? It's already half hour. But I would no. I'd probably do one micro because I want to leave the opportunity for 150 macro. All right, we're gonna try it. The short two. I don't want a short one. Okay, so 1030 power of three idea. We got a CISD here, formed in two candles after we got the SMT. Um, buy side taken. Pretty much same idea as last time. I'm risking half R on this trade. I already took one half R loss today. Let me start the recording. I'm trying this short. We got the CISD. YM took all time highs. Uh, risking about $100 on this trade. So pretty good idea, I would say. And the risk reward is really good. That's a good thing, obviously. And there's going to be opportunities to pyramid if we do break lower. Um, Not much 1030 power of three idea. I'd want to see this bearish for value gap support lower prices, or I should call it a city. That's it. Hopefully we get that displacement. If not, well, then we'll be down 1R on the day. And I may just accept that loss for the day. Don't think I'll come back in the PM. Yeah, I don't see myself coming back. So speed below here would mean likely run the sell side. Ideally low here. Yeah, we did the hard part. You know, two great trades today in my opinion. This one a little bit better than the other one. Not really though. 950 macro. I like the other one. The other one was really good. Happy with the two trades today. Um, we'll see. Did the hard part right. Now it's just manage risk, and when we get opportunities to see if we can secure a half hour with some sort of trail, take profit at some point. That would be nice. You'd want to see the breaker here, so that's what we'll. I'm not gonna say confirm. Let me restart the recording here. But this is a lot better. I mean, you can move the stop to 68725. I'm just gonna leave it. It's 4 points in case it really wants to close in the macro. Small volume imbalance in there. I didn't even see the TP, man. This thing is still. I'm more open to pyramiding on alpha futures because I'm break even on those accounts, right? So not seeing that speed to here, but it's fine. You just want to see speed once it hits the level or goes below. That's what matters most. Some pretty good price signatures here. Um, if we get an up close candle and then moves lower the next candle, I'll short one more contract. Then head out. Can trade back into there. Wouldn't invalidate the trade for me. Macros in 9 minutes. I'm hoping that we get the breaker and then we get another setup in the macro right here. That would be like, that would just be too nice. Honestly, that would be a little bit too easy money. So nice. Like I said, protraction here, I'd add a contract. It's got to trade right here. 654.5. If it gets there, I'll short one more. I wouldn't even need to move my stop. Didn't trade there yet. There it is. I'll short one more. With that 687.50, spending $850. See that protraction close in. We do wick. It's fine. Whenever you wick the protraction, 50% of that wick, if we get it right away, good sign. If we don't, not a good sign. But the narrative's built, so. If we get below here, stop moves to here, by the way. If we get breaker, stop goes here. 672. So if you want to be aggressive, you can do it now and then short one more contract. That's what I would do if I didn't lose earlier. Second trade, more what's it called? More diligent on the risk management. Less aggressive. Really focusing on preserving capital on this second trade after a loss. So I'll wait for the breaker. If you want to be aggressive, you can move stop 672. You can always close manually. You don't have to move the stop. Lower. Okay, YM's just going sideways. Fine. At this point in time, I'll be moving my stop loss to 672.50. So at this point, I would say very successful trade. Very good job with the risk management. At this point, whatever happens, I'm very content with my trading for today. We manage risk well. You could pyramid into here. I'm not going to. I'll wait for 1050 macro and something in here. So remember I said if we get to the wick, it's a good sign. So stop loss at the most recent OB 672.5. Coming up really strong. All about preserving capital. It's not about making money. Preserving capital. So I like this. We're risking very little on this trade now. Around 12, 24, around $60. A little bit less. That's really great. 60 bucks. Like I said, if you want to be aggressive, you can add one here. Um, this kind of flips and traces CE. I may add one on alpha futures. That's it though. I would add another one on top step. Watching this candle, it's an important one because I want to see, does it even get back up into that inversion? Does it just respect the wick here? Does it just trade to the opening price of this order block and not even want to get to 50%? This will be here. So it's a very telling next 1 to 2 minute candles, in my opinion, in terms of the heaviness. Remember, we never even got below this low, so not as heavy as I would hope. Not as heavy as I would hope. Now or never. Inversion plus the OB, 50% level. If we're bearish, we respect this. If not, we likely make a higher high. Surprised we didn't even take the low here, but before retracing at least, like assuming it is going to go higher, I would have expected it to take this low first. Otherwise, CE. I like that. If this falls lower, I'll short one more on alpha futures. Trades the right here. Call it 645. I'll set a sell stop. 645.5. I'll stop sell one on alpha futures only. It has to do so within the next 2 minutes. Really, it should be this candle. And if it does go below here, at that point, I'll break even. Not break even. Whatever this high is, we'll put it there. How's everyone in chat doing? Stop order 645 on alpha futures. See if it gets filled. Almost 645. I'm eyeballing 50%. Didn't get filled on that drop. Move it to 4.6, which is this candle's low. To be honest, even if it's like 4.4, I'll take it at 4.4. I have a resting order here at call it 4.3 org on alpha futures only. This would be not a bad time to break even because if we're gonna make a higher high, it may just stop you. Yeah, it's not actually a bad time to break even. If it's gonna go higher than this, it could just stop you out. Like it's more likely to. You'd really want to see that lower high get put in. You do not want to see the higher high. Go ahead and move to break even. Well, sorry, not break even. This high right here, 662. Five. Risk managed very well, I would say. Up at 62275, demanding a lower low. No, not allowing for a higher high. If we get stopped, we're break even on this trade. In which case maybe I will come back in the PM session. We'll see. I don't know. I still have a sell order right here on alpha futures. Did not fail me there. It's got to hit the zero. You know what? I'm thinking to remove that sell order though. I'm gonna remove the sell order. I'd rather just sit at break even. I'd rather just sit at break even because then I'll be flat on the day on alpha, which is Great. Just great. Okay, it's 10:50 macro time. If it's gonna play, it's got to be soon. Like it's going straight to break even. Okay, that's why it's there. If we do get hit break even, I'll scout for a potential 10:50 macro protraction short re-entry. But being honest, I don't see where it's gonna form a clean one. Because the fact that we haven't even gotten below this low or this low in all this time. I mean, we put in that low 26 minutes ago. Yes, making a lower candle. Respecting the lower portion of the inversion, it's good, but it's gotta see that displacement lower. It looks like it might get us out right here. That candle had a little flip. Hmm. Ain't the bias bullish? The whole point of bias is it's subjective, right? What do you mean ain't the bias bullish? Who's bias? My bias, your bias, our bias? Okay, what I'd want to see right now is price trade right here, because then that'll justify my break even. Let me know I made a good decision. So we do get break even on that trade. Is there a 5 minute? So I'm gonna scout for a potential. Yeah, I really don't see one. It would have to soup the high and then break lower. That's the only way I can enter a short again. Inside 1050 macro. Never got the speed below there. I'm just thinking it won't really maybe pan out. PM session 2. Start looking at 2. Could be a protraction here at 650. If it forms in one candle, I'll do it. And I'd have to wait for the close. But if it forms in one candle, I may do it. Just a re-entry 1050 macro. Check YM. If it's displacing lower, I'll be a lot more enticed. Yeah, YM is kind of moving lower. $80. I'd have to wait for closure. Yeah, no closure. This is the 1 minute chart. The expect have daily CB PM session still going lower. You got to be I just anticipating a run on sell side. That's all. If it's overnight run, I want to see it run on sell side. One sided overnight run. I'm always going to anticipate some measure of move back into the opening range gap and sell side, which was here. We did take sell side here, but I was anticipating even lower. DXY is inside of NWOG or one tick away. I don't suppose I would really give the opportunity I'm looking for, but yeah, I think we'll have to leave this. Leave this. Walk away minus half R tops that break even alpha. R take profit trader. Back in PM session, see if we can recoup with risking half R. If I do take another trade today, it'll only be one half R risk. If I lose that, I'm walking away minus 1R. Yeah, I don't see myself. I think we managed the trade well. Uh, Good job going break even. We positioned ourselves for a really good potential price run. Fortunately, did not unfold. We did get an SMT here. Dollar index inside. I may try it one more time. If we get OB reclaimed. If we check YM, if YM is going lower. Not for the short though. I would say pretty clear narrative. Dollar index inside NWOG. I'd have to see dollar start moving higher. Just sit here and watch for now. I do anticipate lunch. If it's going to move lower, I'd expect it to be in lunch. But this is a lot of choppiness. You know, I don't really want to enter inside of that. You think DUL is higher? It's possible, yeah. It's gonna be PA worst of all time. Yeah, it's definitely not the worst of all time. I've seen way worse, way worse. Lost less than half R today. Yeah, very well done, both. What percent is 1R for you on the live account, or the funded, or the 100K? What are we talking here? Which account? Yep, if you want to break even, well done. Yeah, not bad, clean up, not clean PA up 30R. Nice, bro. Bearish or bullish? I'm anticipating a run on sell side. I don't think that says much about the bias. I'm anticipating a run on sell side. People are, I don't know, you guys talking shit in TikTok chat to each other. What's going on? How is that not OB? Oh, that OB. It's not three candles. It doesn't have to be three candles. What was there a three candle rule? Can you show your first idea afterwards or now? Yeah, the first idea was just protraction short from the 5 minute. I was looking for org fill and sell side. So this 5 minute bearish fair value gap. And we had 30-second inversion here. I got a pretty good fill around here with a stop here, targeting something like this, and then best case scenario was NWOG. Just overnight play. Look for the reversal. I took it into protraction. There was also SMT here. I thought that weakness on Nasdaq we'd see speed with ES. ES also broke down, so we had that period of time intermarket analysis, and dollar index was just kind of going sideways at the time. 950 macro, protraction model to org 50, pretty textbook stuff for me. It was one. It was a full loss, but it was half risk trade. So reduced loss. I reduced it from here to here. So we were risking 150. Ended up losing 125. Lost less than, reduced it slightly, but not bad. Uh, I would try it. If this candle closes like that, I would try shorter Rooney. 3 tries on the short. Dollar index inside NWAG. That's good. Not that it matters, but ES, I mean YM inversion on a 1 minute candle. Watching this candle. Like this. It's pretty weak retraction. Yeah, if I have to question it, that's probably not the best. Yeah, not the best follow through. I was hoping for like speed to here. Remember, we don't have to like rush the setup right now because we're looking for a pretty big price run. I like the reclaimed Sibi. Could just put a sell stop at 646 and see if that triggers. I may cancel this order very shortly, so yeah, I don't like that at all. It was just the idea if we're gonna speed from that immediately down. I don't want to get in on that. Small bearish fair value gap in there. If we get signs of IOFED here and move down to that low right now, I'll short one contract and look to pyramid the others. If this candle flips and goes to this low, is what I'm saying right now. No IOFED completely fills. We'll see if it flips and goes straight down to the low. I'll put a sell stop, one contract, and then pyramid on the breaker. Hovering the cancel button. Complete fill of NWAG on dollar index. Which is the top of the Sibi. It'd have to speed down now. I'll give it 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. So probably not going to take another trade in this session. Most likely going to have to come back in the PM. Or just walk away minus 0.5 R. It's not bad. Took a couple of trade ideas. Actually, we just took two. Pretty good pyramiding. Good risk management. So one trade minus 0.5 R. Second trade break even. Pretty good risk management. To take two trades and only walk away minus half R, given that we took no run on sell side, I'd say pretty well done. Not much more to say than that. I will see that annotation in there. Yeah, I mean, just not much more. That's probably my business for the morning session. If you made profit today, well done. Well done, I would say. Pretty difficult. I don't know what this is. That's there. What's going on here? Oh, I'm on the wrong contract. So yeah, I would say that's business for me. Not much. Just a slow grind higher. Um, I think we're gonna get sell side at some point. Probably, maybe during lunch, maybe PM session. Maybe I'm wrong. We don't get any sell side today. We'll have to just wait and see. Um, how did you guys do? SMTs make you more confused than anything else? No, not necessarily. So let me. Did everyone want to journal much of this? Not really much of a journal, if I'm being honest. All right. I mean, let's. Uh, I do that and then that. Perfect. Okay. So we'll do a small journal here. I'll label that I had sell side marked here and that we didn't get that. Obviously, took out the buy side. Yeah. Execution for this journal. There's not much to say. I mean, it was pretty sloppy. There's no even clear first presentation. Maybe this one. Not much. Not much more to say than that. I think. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know how to journal this. I'll be honest. I don't even think this is worth the journaling. Not really worth. Not really worth. Sell side was never really taken. We had to run to buy side really sloppy. So, what am I gonna say? YM beating longs takes all time highs. PXY reverses overnight run higher. Even that, honestly, it's not even worth journaling. I'm not even gonna journal this. There's not really any key observations, you know, that is worth putting into my journal. I'll just journal my trade. Um, that's it. It's just chop. It's just a sloppy day. Overnight run higher, continuation in the morning, which we said was possibility number two. If you guys remember the beginning of the stream, I said there's two likely scenarios. We don't fill Oregon, we just slow grind up, or we run the sell side fill NWOG, and it was option one. So ES looks awful. I agree. Yeah, well done. If you took zero trades, I'd be very proud of yourself. Very proud of yourself. Or if you managed risk, took trades, you managed risk. If you walked away with a small loss, break even, or even if you took just one loss and you're like, you know what, this is awful, I'm leaving. Something like that. Some measure of capital preservation showed, I think, is really good. This probably will go to previous day's high. The good news is, if I'm not mistaken, the video should be up. We're up around 1%. I mean, that's not bad. At least we're up on the video. Just out of curiosity, is anyone here in the Telegram and also in the video longs? You blew your account today? This is like the worst day to blow your account, my brother. I mean, it makes sense, but didn't take any trade, didn't find. Nice. Bullish EQ hitting target daily ES balance on weekly highs. Nice, but yeah, if you read that, well done, my man. I lost bad. Gatie almost went on tilt. Almost is pretty good. Hebert taking his loss out. I don't know who that is. I don't really care. I've been in the video long for 2 years. Oh shit. I mean, I've been long in the video for 2 years, but not one trade. No trade slept through midnight open. Slept through. Assuming you meant midnight open. Full panicking. Started your stream. Good that I might be able on Sunday evening. Didn't anticipate much either. Nice. Well done. Not proud. I missed the setup plus no reason. I'll eat not anymore. No further engage. If I don't see, I probably can refrain from full sizing risk. What do you mean not proud? Wait, no trades but not proud? I'm literally up on the day. What are you talking about? Oh, sorry, Mr. Isn't that just quant? Maybe it is quant. I don't know. I don't care. It doesn't matter what is the name. I'm just here to trade. I took 2 trades today. One was half R loss and one was break even. So we're down minus 0.5 R. On Alpha Futures, we're break even. I had that opportunity at 10 a.m. to break even this trade. But I accepted the risk for a 10 a.m. candle. I was hoping 10 a.m. just ran the sell side. It did not run the sell side at 10 a.m., obviously. So I think that was worth the risk. I like that decision that I made, and that's what I'm going to journal, I'll say I took 2 really good setups. Both offered opportunity to manage risk. Second one, we did manage risk really well and pyramided. Ended up being a break even, rightfully so. We would have been stopped out. And then the first trade, I made a decision in the moment to hold through the 10 a.m. news, hoping for sell side, and we didn't get that. So I'm very content, you know. I'm very, very happy first day. Also, we have half our risk, and I want to come back in the PM session. You know, I kind of want to see if I can extend this win streak. I know that's not a good reason to trade. I'm not gonna force a trade in the PM session, but um, I am on a 14-day win streak, so I feel like if I have half R to risk, I will look for a trade half R to risk. Obviously, I won't force it, but yeah, it's pretty rare we didn't get org 50. I mean, if you want the exact statistic, um, I'll tell you guys. Let me tell you guys what the probability was up there of org 50. When it's paired with sell side like that too, probably goes up, but just base statistic here. I forget the number. Where is that? Where did I put this? I mean, it's actually only 40%. There's only a 40% chance that we hit it before 11:30, I believe. 40%. 41% chance. Yeah, I guess that's not that good. But with good risk to reward, and then you have to build the narrative as well, right? 40% chance plus protraction model, plus the 5 minute Sibi, right? Uh, plus the SMT adds probability. So I would say it was a pretty good trade. What about the CME gaps over midnight? I don't understand your question. I'm still holding longs. Nice. Hopefully not. Or you mean shorts? I don't know. Oh, you're holding shorts. Are you going live for PM session? Probably not. Given that I have to call my accountant at 2 o'clock or 2:30, so probably not. Training day, lots of shorts, but it is what it is. It's fine, bro. I mean, did you? Uh, I will do more PM streams though. It'll be on YouTube and TikTok. I'll start doing more PM streams. I feel like I've gotten to a level where chat like doesn't phase me as much anymore. It's a lot easier to trade on live stream. You know, we had a rough patch in 2025, but now I found a good rhythm in terms of just focusing on tape reading the candles, and so we take buy side here again. Could break lower, could not. Is it 11:30? No. If it was 11:30, I'd maybe consider. Is YM breaking lower? No. How many times do you want to try it before it fails? It's up to you. If you want to take every break lower, you could try. Um, I'd say this inversion at least. That way, it's probably going to give you the market structure sieve slash breaker. 30-second chart, not the cleanest. 15-second chart, also not the cleanest. There's no clean inversion. It have to be the inversion. You could try. It's not something I would take, but we can tape read. I would be pretty annoyed if I like tape read it and then I come back in lunch or PM session and it's just all green all the way down. Um, tape read. You guys can do whatever you want. Tape read. I am gonna go journal. I appreciate you guys coming through to the live stream. I'll update you guys on what happens for me in PM session or lunch. Or lunch. I wouldn't look for any longs. I'm not necessarily bearish, but I would sit here and wait for the market to potentially show me that it's likely to move lower. So only look for shorts, neutral bias. That would be my game plan personally. I appreciate you guys coming through the live stream. I'll be live again every single day this week. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, 9:15. If you're in the free Discord, I'll post my journal in there after I'm done. And is that everything? If you want to join the Alpha Futures giveaway and you use my code, let me know. I'll add you. Giving away 5 accounts and $250 cash. And we may add more into that. That should be IOFED if it's bearish. Appreciate you guys coming through. I'll see you guys. Stay safe.